Hello one and all, and welcome back to my Race into Space campaign in Realistic Progression 0. So last time we took some stupid risks and we actually made it over the Kármán line, in fact out into space, 155 kilometers, with our noble astronaut. However, defeat was snatched from the jaws of victory by the fact that our Sparky then proceeded to beat me by like a day, which was tragic. However, to redeem himself, he did tell me how to fix the issue with the Kerbals, with their names being Kerbally. So now we appropriately have decently named people. And in fact, so Ludmila Kvostovskaya, I guess, was the first human being into space, and Eduard Guzliakov was the first human being to break the sound barrier. It looks like we only have Russians this playthrough. That's cool. There's a bunch of Merca names over here. So now, as I said at the end of the last stream, I did in fact go ahead and grind out a few more sounding rocket missions, which means that we're about to unlock Early Avionics. We have a bunch of funding, and before too long, I'm going to desperately need to go to the moon. So we might sink some of this money into upgrades. That's 90,000. How much is mission control? 45,000. All right. Seems, well, a few days I think won't kill us there. So let's see how much it's actually going to cost to get to orbit. Do we have any spare upgrades? No. I increased my build rate a little bit at one point. I forget whether it was in that episode or not. R&D is up to fairly fast. That's a ridiculous quantity of science per day. So let's go ahead and start designing. Oh, no, we have 5 days to go before we actually unlock that tech. Dang. All right, well, I guess we'll warp those 5 days. I'm not going to bother to take any contracts or do another sounding rocket. I don't think, like, 500 funds is going to make or break anything, so we'll just warp to that. All right. Okay, we've unlocked Early Avionics. Now, well, we know we're going to want the lightest probe possible, that's for sure. We know we're going to want some decent guidance. Do we want upper stage guidance? Well, we're going to need it anyway for moonshots, so we might as well pay it now. Over on engines, so we're definitely going to have to use the A4 engine, which we've been using a bunch. Not sure if we should keep using the Taerobee sustainer, or it's plausible that we could use the XLR-11 for our upper stage engine. Now, it's quite heavy for the thrust it produces. It's ridiculously heavy for the thrust it produces, but it is shockingly reliable. So that's a possibility. I think what I might well do is use the XLR11 for an upper. What is its specific impulse? 225. That's also depressingly low, but it's still better than. No, it's slightly. Yeah, it is still better than the Taerobee specific impulse. And also, is this the pressure? Yeah, it is pressure fed. All right. Okay, so this is going to be a terribly jury-rigged rocket, but it is what it is. So, science. Why are those names no longer patched? I thought they. No, I guess we never. Maybe we never patched them. What does this have on it? It has X-ray and impact. Okay. It's convenient. Let's put some science instruments on it. We actually, oh, no. What am I saying? We don't need the barometer. We've already done, well, we're not going to get to space high. That's fairly certain. So we really only need a thermometer on here. Oops, not quite on the top. Is it? That looks like it's on the top. Okay. We're just going to hope that we make orbit as quickly as possible. All right. Antennae. Where are antennae? 2 of these should be fine. We probably don't even need any, but put a couple on here. It's got a bunch of battery life, so we don't have to worry about that. Set up the action group. Oh, science action groups. Yeah. Okay. Science action groups. Now. Propellant tank. We're going to put a little baby smooth cone, I guess we'll use. All right. There. Whoops. And fuselage is correct. It's staging. Got to fix staging. Now, the decoupler is going to give us another probably 50 meters per second, but I'm certainly not going to rely on that. So that gives us 2761 plus another, I don't know, 30, whatever. So almost 2,800 meters per second. Now, we next need, at some point I'll get used to the new categories. One of these, and it's going to be 8.1, sorry, 0.81, and where's our Able Avionics? Okay. And a propellant tank, 8.1, guess something like that. And it also is fuselage. And right, let's unlock the XLR-11. We have the money for it, that's for sure. Oh, we don't have an unclad version of it. Oh well. More people have joined. Agathorn joined. Duodex joined. Duo, good to see you. And let's see. Oh, this doesn't need. Whoops. This doesn't need extra radius, I don't think. We need to tilt these inwards a little more. Might maybe have to manually size this, we'll see. And totes need some RCS here for attitude control, because that thing does not gimbal. The 69s are probably sufficient. All right, we're tech level 0 nitrogen, which is depressing specific impulse. All right. Now, let's copy that. Put that there. And we also need some ullage here. Oh, let's, so we need to put, this tank probably has to get longer too. How much nitrogen do we want to put in? We probably want like 25, 30 kilograms of it. Where is nitrogen? Let's see, mass dry. So that's 3 kilograms. There's 30. Fill the rest like that. Staging is borked. Oh, I'm in action group mode, so it's not highlighting, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Whoa, we need a much more than that. All right, let's try 4-minute upper. That is an impressively long and narrow stage right there. I think I'm gonna. All right. So we're actually going to do a tank dome and something wider than this. Let's go up to a meter. A 1 meter stage. Not sure why I got a ding right there, but let's see. Top 0. Oops, wrong way. this way. Okay. Put that on there. Move this up. This needs to bulk out to 1 meter. All right. Let's adjust our that looks fine. Adjust the fairing texture so I can see. That looks about right. Yeah, that tank dome could be higher, but is not. Specimen Spiff says liquid injection stage, not typical early solids. Well, it's because I don't have early solids. This is done with 1940s technology, accepting the avionics. So yeah, that's why it is what it is. And the best part is I have to be less than 40 tons, which is not going to be easy. That's a problem. Max of, what is this max? 5 tons. Well, oh, but we're at 6 minutes. Right. I think we only want about 4 minutes here. And we also have to get rid of the excess nitrogen, because that's a lot of nitrogen. Let's see, wet is 3.214. Yeah, that was about right. Where did the nitrogen go? There it is. All right. Whoops. What did I just put in? Oh, heh, the wrong stuff. This was supposed to be this. All right, so we can play with that a little bit later. Now let's put the V2 under it. Yeah, the people asking, is there a schedule? Not really. It depends on when I get home. So I will try to start streaming when I get home before I eat supper. So yeah. So it's been about this time. Since that's just an avionics ring, let's go ahead and put the engine inside the avionics ring. That actually looks kind of cool. That looks almost like an early Agena. That's kind of cool. All right, now let's get our V2 from this thing. Oops. Oh, right, I was supposed to hit merge. Oh, well. Orbitron. Merge. We want this. Yes, we do. And nope, not the tank. We want this. Top, 1 meter. There. All right. We're going to have to fix our staging again, though. Engine comes down. Launch clamps come down. Nope, this stage. And then the retro solids and the fairing base come here. We only need another 1.5 kilometers per second delta V. Not bad at all. Well, first thing we can do is stretch this to that, minute 15. Make sure our pumps are enabled. They are. All right. So we almost have enough delta V to get to orbit right now, but not quite. I gotta fix, it's still using the old avionics. There. Will it let me select you? Old avionics. Yes. No, it selected the whole LV. Dang. All right. I don't know why the Proc Wings thing keeps going over there. Where's our new avionics? Oh, there's a tiny little gap there. That fixed the gap. All right. That improved our delta V non-trivially. Oh, these things, let's get rid of these and go to only one fairing nodes. One, and we want a structural conic. Oh, that thing was still there. Where did I just put that piece? Huh. Okay, well, let's try again. There we go. Okay. So clearly we need boosters. What did I just do that upped our delta V so significantly? That was weird. I guess the structural ones are lighter, that don't have decouplers in them. Whatever. Oh, right. This needs to fire. Well, no, actually we need to do it that way. Those need to go together. Pretty sure this thing doesn't need ullaging, but let's find out. Not subject to ullage. Right, so we don't even have to worry about that. We do have to worry about, however, ullaging the little Taerobee sustainer up there. The heck, what did I just pull off? That was weird. Oh. Yeah, now I have to fix my staging order again. Oh well. Pretty sure that was supposed to go down here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and this got changed away from Atlas again. All right. Take it off. Put a couple of these on here. And we'll spin up and ullage at the same time. Half thrust. You guys are now in the totally wrong stage. You guys go here. Is that decoupler in the wrong stage now? It is. All right, that's fixed. All right. Oh, we actually get 42 meters per second out of those solids. That's cool. We lose more than that by adding them, I'm pretty sure. But I think kind of by definition we lose more. Come on. There we are. All right. 8214. We're hilariously close to orbital velocity at this point. I'm tempted to try to do it without boosters. It's really, frankly, quite tempting. The downside is A, I can't afford to fail, and B, we'll actually have significant gravity losses. We won't have gravity losses from the first stage because of the high thrust-to-weight ratio. But second stage burns over 4 minutes, has a crappy thrust-to-weight ratio. And then we probably have to coast a bit to apogee. So we'll get some gravity losses there, that's for sure. Agathorn says 8,200 is close. Don't you need like 9,500? If you have sufficiently low gravity losses, you can do it in 8,500. That you almost never have that though. So what's the point? I mean, so a launch vehicle that has solids to increase liftoff thrust-weight ratio and has a fairly short burn to orbit, like 5 or 6 minutes, you could easily do that. Yeah. Piano Josh says 8,800. Yeah, I was just about to say 8,700. Because the point here is that orbital velocity is 7.7 kilometers per second, give or take. Maybe 7.8 if you're low enough. The Cape will give you like, what, 300-ish? 400? No, 400, I think. Sorry, it's been a while. I don't remember my numbers quite right. So you're looking at a Earth-centered, Earth-fixed velocity of about 7,200, 7,300. What keeps dinging? Oh, I know what keeps dinging. Sorry, I, for some reason, had... There we are. Fixed. I had a forum page open. So yeah, 7,200. Now, if you pay, the difference between 7,200 and what you actually spend is your drag losses, your steering losses, and your gravity losses. If your gravity losses are low, you can easily see that you can be under 9 kilometers per second to orbit. The fact that we usually say 9 or 9.3 kilometers per second to orbit is because generally you don't have a high liftoff thrust-to-weight ratio, or if you do, you suffer gravity losses with a coast on the second stage or whatever, or coast for third stage injection, or orbital insertion, sorry. Yeah, so 8,200 is probably only 600 meters per second off what this launch vehicle would need with these burn times. And you can verify that with using the launch vehicle performance calculator. And I'd really like to actually test this out, but we have a no simulations rule. Happily, it's really no more expensive than the sounding rockets I've been launching. So I can crunch one out in a few days. Like, I can rush this, build it in like 8 days. We'll try it, see what happens. But we're obviously not going to make it right now. So first I'm going to see what stretching this stage does, because we have a lot of burn time in this stage. What is it doing to our delta V? Not a ton. So we're already actually broadly tapped out in that stage, because it is a pressure-fed stage with a very heavy tank. So we're going to add boosters. Where are you? Oop, nope. Where's... Oh, I guess I must not have unlocked it yet. Oh, no, wrong tab, that's why. All right, 45 degrees on these. And let's kill that. And I need the mod to break symmetry, clearly. Okay. So that's a booster. Let's put a nose cone on it. I think we also have to shrink it some. Oh, that's interesting. Something like that, maybe. Oh, and set the textures on this. Oh, it doesn't quite match up, does it? Fixed. Well, mostly fixed. All right, so now let's put 2 of these on. Let's lower these down so that we're under those fins. And let's look at our numbers. Did these tanks empty? Probably. Yeah, they did. Yeah. All right, so that's easily going to get into orbit. This is... Yeah, so we're reaching the... See how this goes. Yeah, we have a ginormous quantity of delta V. Yeah, to the people asking about sims, I normally play with sims, but I haven't configured crash yet. The old KCT sims didn't work, so yeah, it's easier to just not play with sims. All right. You know what? I am offended by the ugliness of this. So I'm going to fix it. Well, we don't need... Don't want that many of it. We want 1. And we want it to attach, where's the door? There's the door, here. Let's get rid of those. We want 2 of these. Oops. Like that. And 1 of these like this. We're going to shorten this a little further. Let's try 50 seconds of boost. If I trusted guidance better, I would do this asymmetric because that would be awesome. All right. Now we need to put some sort of set motor on this. To get us the heck away. Now we can go ahead and select that and go to 2. We're only 33 tons, so we're well under the pad limit. We have plenty of delta V. We're not too much more expensive, so I think we're good. All right, so I've switched this. Oh, right, we need that stage back because the clamps have to go back here. And they're set to pump and pump. All right, so the reason we're getting so much delta V is because we're running the boosters first and then lighting the core. We're not going to get all this delta V because I'm going to light the core about 10 seconds before booster burnout. Maybe more. We'll see. But if we lit all 3 of them together, then they would all count as a single stage. Right now, when these burn out, we decouple them, we get rid of all that super heavy mass, and then we have this stage. So, like, imagine the R7 carrier rocket if it didn't have a sustainer, if just all of it burned together and then decoupled at once. It certainly wouldn't reach orbit. That would be a single stage to orbit. So yeah, you get a ton of advantage from decoupling the boosters. Ideally before lighting the core, but in this case, we'll light the core some ways up because of issues with ullage. Although that's also going to be an issue in terms of air lighting it, because we're going to air light it not that high up, and it might not light. So that's worrying. Oh, goodness, I have... I can optimize this slightly further. I forgot that the engine itself comes with HTP, and there's HTP in the tank as well. So let's get rid of the HTP in the tank and refill it. Rid of the HTP in the tank and refill it. That's a little better. That saves us slightly because we know we have 70 seconds of HTP in the engine itself. Let's do the same over here. Okay. Oh, actually, no, we do need a little extra HTP in this case. So better safe than sorry. We will just fully load it. It needs 97 units of HTP, and how much was in this thing? Only 90. So let's do that. All right, now we have significantly more delta V, which is good because we're not going to get all of it because, as I said, we'll decouple early. Although we can actually stretch this maybe a little bit. We have pad mass to play with. Can I get up to a full burn on this? Yes, I can. All right. That gives us tons of extra delta V, so even if we have a performance loss, we'll probably be fine. This is actually not that ugly a rocket. I was expecting something much uglier than this, so I'm happy. When do these solids light? At the wrong time. These solids should light here. So let's check staging before we go. So, other way up. Boosters fire. Clamps decouple. Core fires. Boosters decouple. Core decouples. We want to put the RCS down here, I think. So core decouples and RCS lights for attitude control hopefully will be high enough up that we don't have to worry about... we probably do, don't we, though? Yeah, I bet we do. That's obnoxious. Let's put some fins on this. That's expensive, but we're going to need it anyway. Actually, you know what? Let me just get the fins from the other thing. It's easier than trying to do... Oh, but they're... Oh, but I can save as default, I think. Archer. Nope, merge. There we are. Let's get that. Save as default. Now, hopefully, I can just get it this way. Yes! All right. We have enough delta V that I'm going to go ahead and... No, I can't really place them under the fairing. So we'll do that. Hopefully that will be enough to stabilize us. And let's just look at... We're slightly unstable, but that's expected because the center of mass is ridiculously low. What is up with that nose cone? That's weird. Thank you, whoever mentioned, I guess Agathorn mentioned it, or somebody mentioned it. That was screwy. But now they're rotate. Oh, right, but I have to rotate them 45 degrees. Oh, except now they're aligned. That's cool. So yeah. Somebody was saying the boosters are at different mass. It looks like they're at the same mass. Oh, the engine's screwy as well. Thank you. Thank you, chat. Much more better. All right, and we're just barely under 40 tons still, which is good. Okay. Well, all right, staging check. The RCS, then that lights, then fairing sep, then ullage and spin, then we fire that, then we decouple it. All right, so yeah, we're good. Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to try to go for orbit. So I'm building two of them because odds are at least one of them will fail. Can we pick up any other contracts? Yes, we can. We can pick up a medium. We probably would make this, but it's dangerous. So we're not going to try it. Now, our SparkEC and Lou Diamond have to close their eyes so that they don't know how quickly I rush built this. All right, so that cost like a bunch, but hey, it's going to build fast now. Nakorani says, I'm experiencing long-term KSP fatigue. Any advice? Play RP-0. I was experiencing it too. Then PJF convinced me to make RP-0 with him, and I've really not stopped since, except for like the last 6 months. And yeah, chat is chat is hoping that particularly the members against whom I am racing, are hoping that Agathorn comes through and makes this fail. Oh, was it 8 months? I guess it was 8. Yeah, I guess it was close to 8 months. Because I kind of didn't do anything even after I quit, let alone before I was hired. Right, let's warp to complete. Roll it out. Yay, a day launch. Here we go. Agathon, they already start R&D because they're starter engines. The XLR-11 I didn't, and I should have, but I didn't. I forgot. I forgot that the XLR-11 it did not start R&D, but it's fairly failure-proof. Right, what the heck kind of what are we going to do with this? Liftoff thrust weight ratio is actually not that hot now that we're not. Now that we're almost 40 tons. I should have R&D'd this. Oh well. Turn end altitude. That seems broadly acceptable to, well, let's go a little higher. Let's go a little higher. And we want to be up to, I think, 80 before we start pitch over. Well, here we go. First roll. That all looks fine. We're just going to launch equatorial, or as close to equatorial as we can get. Later launch, I might do it 50 degrees to get more science, if this thing actually works. Why? Oh. That's weird. Well, okay, lighting the engines. Here we go. This actually looks like a 1950s rocket. It really does. Maybe even 1940s. It's a little jittery on roll because we have aerodynamic roll on these things, so let's turn it off. Turn on show nav while guidance. Turn off the roll here. All right. Whoops. Let's light the core. Yes, it lit. I was really worried. Booster burnout. Clean set. RCS to on, which we've got to do before burnout, because that's our only attitude control on the next stage. Hopefully we'll be high enough at burnout that it won't matter. We probably don't have enough wing, but we're going to be at 50 plus kilometers at SEP, so that's okay. All right. Less than 10 seconds to core burnout, 60 kilometer altitude. Okay, and oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. We're going to have to coast a little. Thankfully, this thing relights. Yeah, I don't have enough fins on this. This was exactly what I was worried about because this engine does not gimbal. So we'll do a spinny, spinny, spinny thing. Try to lower our spin rate. Hopefully we still have enough reserve delta V to make up for this. How are we doing on nitrogen? We're okay. That was worrying. All right, let's get rid of the fairings. So clearly not big enough fins on this. We've got to pitch up a lot now. Stretch out. Oh, geez. Yeah, we lost a lot, so we're going to have to pitch up quite a bit. Good thing we brought extra delta V. That was super scary. But we might still be okay, as long as we pitch up a ton. Look at them steering losses go. Gravity losses were hilariously low, though, 1,300 meters per second, even with that coast. All right, we're approaching apogee, even with this pitch up. Oh, our thrust-to-weight ratio is pitiful still. That's probably why. So we're going to fall back down a little bit, but then boost back up, I think. Well, let's pitch up a little more. God, the steering losses are going to be horrific. Still have 2 kilometers per second to go here, so that's okay. We're falling. We almost made it out of the atmosphere. But it's going to be a little while before we... All right. Got to get to 150. I think 150 is the limit for this contract. (1500 meters per second to go). Yeah, we have ridiculous quantities of delta V. So good we were packing, because we'll need it. Just need to get that above 150, and this will do the rest pretty soon. So hard to raise apogee when you're near it. This is going to be ridiculous. 300 meters per second in steering losses and mounting. Oh no, we're not going to make it, are we? Crap. All right. Well, this is going to be interesting. We're aligned. We're a minute to apogee. We should have just enough for orbit, I think. All right, we need to light them up at about 20 seconds before. What the heck? Did we have a staging problem? What is up with that? What the heck is going on? Do we have an error? What happened? We're still connected. The vessel's still connected. That's weird. That's clearly a bug of some sort. Like that joint broke or something. Because we were actually go for orbit if we aligned. Ugh, that's depressing. Because we actually had the delta V to make it. We literally had the delta V to make it. And all right, so given that most of my competitors are actually in chat, if you want me to revert, I will revert. If you want me to run with it, then would someone take care of that? All right. Let's try this again. Okay. So I am vaguely cheating by knowing that I need a higher turn end, but hopefully that's okay. So here we go. All right, I'm just going to peek in here and see if the bug is still... What the heck? Ah, well, Agathorn screwed me over. So it was a wash anyway. So either a bug gets me or Agathon gets me. Yeah, and I was trying to look inside the fairing, and while I looked inside the fairing, one of the engines lost its thrust. So, yeah. I know the first one worked, but look, I'll just pay the money and do one 10 days later. It's fine to have a failure every once in a while. Besides, I can clean up a bunch of this stuff. I think that engine survived. That'll give me some money back. Might even speed up how long it takes to... Although, technically, I should have blown it with range safety. But we let it crash this time. Oh, this gave... Oh, no, 0 science, because we already done it. And the parts were the avionics, the engine. That's hilarious. All right, well, let's edit this, see what's happening under the fairing there. That is so annoying because despite the spin out, I actually managed to coax it such that we had a higher than 150 kilometer perigee, and we had enough delta V to make orbit just barely. And it bugged out at the last moment. That was so unfair. That was so deeply unfair. All right. Let's try to figure out what the heck is going wrong here. Because I've literally never had that happen before, where there was a proc part and it did that to me. So we know this for sure. Man, this is starting to look a lot like what I built in a prior campaign. All right, and now we do need to verify that this thing is statically stable at high Mach, which it probably won't be. Ha! No, it's not. Why is it not? Well, Oh! Somebody says persistent rotation issue. And I can't remember whether I warped. No, I didn't warp. Okay, so it wasn't that. How unstable are we? Okay, we're tragically unstable. We are tragically unstable. Gonna need more fins. Well, more length of fin at any rate. Right. Width. Now how does it look? Much more better. Slightly unstable, but hopefully not unstable enough to matter. It'd be sad if it's unstable enough to matter. Also, clearly we needed these to kick more. About like that, I think. Let's put this back on. Oh, and we can increase the offset too. I think that'll make us more stable, but let's ensure it. Only slightly, but whatever. I mean, I guess technically I could put 6 or 8 on there, and that would help. Ferrum says sweep the fins less and it'll be stable. That's interesting, because I would have expected that to move the aerodynamic center backwards further. Oh, right, but yeah, no, so that made it less stable, according to Farr. But, all right, let's try really unswept fins. Yeah, that's making it less and less and less stable. So, Ferrum, what am I doing wrong? Because you're saying do that, and it's making it worse. So what's up with this? I'm aware my design is funky. I'm very aware my design is funky. Ferrum says, well, then your design is funky. Yes, I'm aware. So what I've actually done in the past was I did this, but I did it Saturn S2 style, where they're actually attached to the skirt, and I leave the skirt attached, also because the skirt is wide like this, and that also adds a lot of drag at the back. Sparky says, have you tried the T, G, and B keys to modify procedural wings? No, because I thought those were only... Oh, that's interesting. They added keyboard support. That's cool. You used to only be able to use those things. All right, that's great, because I liked how the old P-Wings had keyboard support. I mean, numbers are sometimes nice, but... All right, so that looks kind of dorky, but it will do. While we're here, let's turn roll off on these things, because we don't want roll at all on these things. Oh, please don't tell me I have to do it on every single one. Good. All right. So that was just an in-flight thing. I do have to do it on all of these because the symmetry is screwy. I'm aware. All right. I think that's all of them. Did I get this one? I did. All right. So otherwise, everything worked perfectly. The other thing I could do is add stronger RCS, I guess. But I think with the improvement to the wings, we'll hopefully not need it so much. Let's not clip that. I mean, technically we could clip it because this doesn't have a collider here. And in real life, they'd actually slot them in like this. So let's do that. Oh, also there's a tiny air gap there, so that doesn't help. Slightly higher extra height, and these need to move over here so that they don't hit the wings. What did I just do? Oh, I attached it to the top node of that thing. Where is the actual node on here? It's over here. Where's the node on here? All right. Now we're good, I think. Right. Solid design marred by some weird bug. I'm going to be so annoyed if that happens again. But I really can't think of anything to do about it because I really can't take the extra weight of trying to use some other tank, besides which I'm not sure I even have other tanks. Do I even have other tanks? I guess I could use that thing. But that looks kind of ridiculous. And I've never had a problem with prop tanks before, so I don't know what is going on with that. Yeah, like I could use a... Could do that. But I hate using stock tanks. So Noma's Drone suggests reseating things. The decoupler is actually on the probe core, so as you can see. So I can't reseat that. The one thing I was wondering about was the fairing sides, but it looks like it's far enough from the sides that it's not an issue. I'm going to get rid of the far interface. Alright, now I'm going to have to redo some of this. This happens up here. Alright. So let's cross our fingers, everyone. Oh, I can't save. I can only save edits. Alright, so we're going to spend more money and finish this one in less than 10 days. And try it again. And hopefully this time it'll work. We're also going to duplicate it just to have a backup. Alright, so that was almost 10,000 funds, but we're completing it in 10 days, so that's nice. Warp 2. Are we going to have to do a night launch? That's obnoxious. What time is it right now? It's 4 a.m., so... I guess I can risk the 8 hours, because I want to be able to see what's going on. Cross your fingers, everyone. This better work this time. Oh, I didn't hook up range safety to abort. Well, hopefully we don't crash. Oh, I have to reset all these. I think 80 was right. 140 will definitely be okay. 40. Gauge autopilot. Engines to on. Here we go. I maintain that it's a decent looking craft for what it is. Crap! I was not paying attention. I was reading the chat. I was reading the chat. So I will be right back while I go punch something. Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if reverting is what actually caused the problem, so I'm not actually going to revert, but we are going to do a be right back. The heck with that. I'm fairly sure that the reversion was actually what caused the problem, because we didn't. Oh no, but we. Right. No, it didn't actually cause the problem when we. Caused the problem before we reverted. So wait, why is. That was weird of OBS. Also, I'm getting tired. I was only going to do this for an hour, and it's like an hour and a half now. So, well, we'll try this one more time. Sorry about this, guys. So, professional Twitch streamers who can read the chat and actually bother to play the game at the same time. I don't know how you do it, because I'm bad at it. Also, I have absolutely no idea why Twitch was misbehaving, because I have a screen-filling BRB sign. And reverting would literally have just loaded the flight state, which is what we're about to do, because it's already at the pad. So we're going to take a little peek inside the top of the fairing. Everything looks centered to me. Let's go down a little bit and see what we get. Nope, didn't go down enough. Still didn't go down enough. Is it actually not changing anything? Maybe it's not. Oh, yeah, it just is. That looks centered to me. That really does look centered to me. Can we get an angle such that we can see the... That's centered. That's definitely centered. All right. Oh yeah, right. Bill added that thing where you can right-click a part to aim camera. That's totally what we should have done. All right, recentered the view. Whoa, that's louder than it was before. Is it louder to all of you? Let me know if it's louder than last time, because it's certainly louder to me. For some reason, OBS has been lowering my audio volume if I launch OBS after KSP launches. But if I launch OBS before KSP launches, as in this case, it did not. So who even knows? All right, now I'm going to officially not watch chat anymore. All right, we'll light the core at 20 seconds. Good light. No failures. First 5 seconds is always brutal. Booster burnout, booster set. Okay, now I can go back to watching chat. RCS to on, because that will be our guidance for this. I'm going to pitch to follow our velocity vector for now. Just a little bit. All right, we'll let MechJeb do it instead of me. 10 seconds burnout. Three seconds. Okay, we're having to use a bunch of RCS. Why is it? Why did MechJeb pitch us down that much? I don't know. I guess the dynamic pressure was low enough that it thought it didn't matter, even though it obviously does matter. All right, now we can go back down to here. Stitch us some fairings. Oh, for crying out loud. There is some serious bug going on, because that was fine at launch. And look at that now. That's so indescribably depressing. I don't know what's going on with that. I just don't know. What is MechJeb doing? And why have we lost guidance completely? I'm confused. What is going on here? That's seriously, seriously trippy. That guidance is failing this badly. I'm quite confused. Agathon asked, what pro part is that? That is the Stay Putnik from Black's SXT, stock extended, which is now SXT continued from somebody. In RP-0, it's the 20-inch X-ray probe. All right, why is it constantly trying to pitch us like that? That's really weird. Yeah, it's constantly trying to pitch us upwards. Oh, because it screwed the center of mass of this entire thing by that moving around. Probably because it thinks the Proc tank is up there too. That's why everything is so screwed up. Okay. All right, I'm going to go to manual control for this one, because we don't have much nitrogen left. All right. What just... Literally everything is breaking. Because it's not even activated and I can't throttle up. Even though we have control. Everything's going to pot. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so the chat is correct. I need to go be a dev for a bit and figure out what the heck is going on and try to fix it. So on that disappointing note, so yes, you say there's no avionics, but this is a science core, which means I should be able to max and minimize throttle. I obviously can't do control and shift to throttle up and down, but I should be able to firewall the throttle, and it's not letting me. So that's another bug. That's either an RP-0 avionics control lock bug, which I don't think so because those control locks haven't changed at all, or it may be a RemoteTech bug in terms of throttle issues. So I don't even know anymore. So I would invite you all to see if you can get this probe core to actually work. But that's going to be the end of this episode. So, yeah. Oh, chat is saying it may be a new MechJeb feature where it prevents unstable ignition, but it should. I mean, but you remember the first launch, it did work. So now I'm confused. So anyway, that's where we're going to stop. I'm going to see on my own time if I can figure out what the heck is going wrong with that. Try some sandbox launches with that rocket without the fairings on and see when that part detaches. Try putting another part in there and see what happens, etc. So thanks everybody for watching. I'm sorry it was disappointing. And just remember how well the first launch went until that final moment. And that's basically how it should have gone. So catch you later. Bye-bye.